Well, here you go, a late game religion. Now the reason this is quite fun, if I just stick this in there, is because Feed the World is still available. Now don't forget, Babylon has already put a shrine into its first holy site, so that's immediately 3 food and 2 housing. And I think I can go for something tasty like Crusade. Crusade being a really good one to stick into enemy cities. Now there are no holy sites anywhere at the moment, which is a little bit of unfortunate, but we can get ourselves missionaries with 5 charges. Yeah, easy 5 charges, and we can run them over. So let's 2 missionaries there. I'm going to go and just spread them whilst I attack another city. And again, the first thing I'm going to do is build the Palgum. It just makes such a good initial city. Really good. The military emergency has failed. Now that means that I've got to be a little bit careful because the loyalty of this city might start to fall. Nope, the Golden Age is protecting me. That's all good. I've got lots of diplomatic favour, and as you can see, I've now got my army in a much better position. There's Crusade on the city that I'm attacking, and now I've got the intel on opponents' movements, which is going to get even better with Listening Post. There we go. That's now +6. 1, 2, 3, like so. That's a little bit more successful. That was the breakthrough we have been waiting for. 1 further attack, and the city's mine. Perfect. Okay, this is where, as I say, Babylon, we've got such strong units, it doesn't really matter if that first wave of combat really wasn't doing it for us. We can just hold on, hold on, hold on, and before you know it, here we are, attacking further. The next city is this one. As I move my siege tower in, I've now got missionaries that can come in, and ideally, I'd quite like there to be 2 units stood next because I'd like to be able to get both missionaries in at the same time, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Never mind. I did end up picking up this city. That's perfect. What a great sort of combination there. Oh, great engineer. This is wonderful. He will give us 2 boosts to the modern era, which we'll be using in a little bit. Now, we'll check in with the victories in a second. As you can see, I'm just dealing with some flood damage around my capital. Population 18, 92 production, and I've got no luxuries coming in at all on it. So it's actually pretty decent for a city. I've got 2 harbours now springing up as well. A bunch of engineers ready to pop. And if we have a look at the tech, I'm on 41 techs versus 32, 29, and 23. So it's turn 137. We are way ahead of the pack right now. And basically what we're going to be doing is beelining into flight. Now, I've got to build an industrial era or later wonder, which can be quite tricky to do. But there are wonders that exist, like I believe the Panama Canal counts as one. Yep, it absolutely does. And so does Ruhr Valley, Big Ben. Yeah, there's lots of different options for us here. But that is the sort of tech that Da Vinci will be able to boost as well. So I'm building 3 line inventory to get replaceable parts. I do have some oil, so inventory rush is very much a possibility here. I managed to get Arabia to join in with the war, so you are going to be a good military ally. No, maybe not. Economic. We've already got a military ally. I totally forgot that. Are you at war yet? Come on, you keep dropping out of the war. I keep getting them in, and they keep dropping out. They are very skittish with this war. But it's a good thing that I now have Crusade in this area, because it's also getting the era score, but these are Renaissance wars. And Renaissance wars are infamously tricky to defeat with crossbows and pike and shots. But if I can get the city surrounded, the trick to Renaissance wars is that you don't actually have to get them down to 0 health, you just have to siege them. It's also very good that I now have the ability to pillage. So I'm just trying to think of the best thing that I could be pillaging right now. Build a coal mine and an ironclad to get to artillery. Artillery would be fun. That would be very, very fun. Or to get to scientific theory. No, I think we'll go for... no, scientific theory is good. Actually, I know what I'm talking about. Enlightenment is right there, so we don't need to get scientific theory. We could be getting ourselves electricity. That could be useful. Now, I quite like steel. Build 2 forts in my territory. That's something that I do need to do, and that's something that my capital will be able to do very shortly. As discussed, pillaging. I get 216 science, and this is not affected by the minus 50%. That is raw science, so it could be very useful. Another city converted, and keep pillaging. Keep yourselves safe. This is great. A bit more gold as well. Perfect. I'm just getting the siege tower down to this other city. I think I'm going to take this one first. So the harbour has finally been completed in my capital. The lighthouse got put in nice and quickly. There's the Mausoleum. 4 turns, I believe. Where is Imhotep? Imhotep is here. He will give 350 production, and that'll finish next turn. There it is.
Lies over me.
All you need to know from this one is that engineers have an additional charge. Now, I built this a bit later than I probably would have liked to, but I kind of kept an eye on it and nobody was building it, so there was no rush. As soon as anybody had gone towards picking up the Mausoleum, I would have absolutely run on it. And the reason is, nobody's going for admirals. So if no one's going for admirals, then you know that nobody can go for the Mausoleum. Simple. But now, Imhotep's got a bonus charge, which is nice. The Theodore is over here helping to build Colossus. There's a few wonders that all need my attention now, including the Great Lighthouse, a very simple one, but it gives movement for all naval units and a bit of tourism. You just basically building as many things as you can in your capital tends to work really, really well, especially when that tile wasn't a very good tile to work. There's no Auckland, and none of my harbour buildings are really finished yet, so kind of makes sense. I get the feeling this won't take long. 1, 2, and then 3 attacks. Yeah, that was pretty quick. That's what happens when you don't have Renaissance walls. Renaissance walls are basically the bare minimum you need to keep me at bay these days. Again, it doesn't matter if a city has Renaissance walls. Once you get it sieged, you can just keep attacking it, as long as your units have got a decent strength. And you can see the health is now going down faster than the actual walls are. Very good indeed. A little bit of extra pillaging as well, just to help me along. And always watch out for people. As soon as they embark a unit, attack it quickly. Here is Colossus as a trade route as well as an extra trader. Again, at the moment, because Babylon is so far advanced, we have roads that are 0.5 movement. I think they're modern roads, so all of my units are moving very quickly on them. So having these traders, very, very, very handy. Like, I can just go here, for instance, and get a little road set up, connecting all of my territories nicely. One more city has just been taken. They just put a crossbow in it. That's very kind of them. Just ready for me to kill. Just a cheeky little Colosseum boost going on here. That's nice. And how many districts can my capital build? Oh, can't build any more. Terrible. Well, in that case, Bishen come in, and now I can fit another district into my city. I feel like an encampment is a good move for the longer run. That and an aerodrome, so we'll do that. I've got lots and lots of food, haven't we? Let's put it on this tile. Why not? There is the Colosseum. I said before that having this next to your capital was a very good move, and it's basically because of the amenities and culture of the Colosseum lets your capital grow to as big as it needs to get, and work all the tiles it can, and then also have all of the yields that it's going to produce with those tasty amenity bonuses for being happy. So there we go, we're already back up to +3, up to 100 production now in my capital. It's very good, especially when the encampment's going to just make that even better momentarily. For the 3rd Congress in a row, look at that, mercenary companies, we can pick production again. That's brilliant. I'd also quite like it if I had fewer grievances. Fewer grievances sound brilliant for me. Yes, lovely stuff. I think I got quite a few points out of that particular round of voting. I'm on 6 points now. Perfect. So, in theory, a diplomatic victory would still be on the cards, unbelievably, considering how much war we've done. We've also edged into a golden age already, and we've still got like 19 turns until the next age. So that's pretty decent, and we're pillaging our way to ballistics now. So cuirassiers and field cannons are now upgrades for us. Round 2 on what is Mongolia's capital. We're able to do quite a bit of damage. We're just chipping away at the Renaissance walls. Might take a few turns, but as I say, as long as we've got the city sieged, that's all we need. So I've just built 3 line inventory, which has given me replaceable parts, better farms, and actual inventory units. I've got a load of oil, so that should be a pretty easy upgrade for me as well. Nationalism is coming along nicely now that I'm stealing some culture, and as you can see, we've sieged nicely this area as well. Let's see what our Mar sees. Okay, not too much stuff, but the Congo is fairly easy to get to, actually. Perfect. Da Vinci. These are boosts for the modern era. Okay, so I've got steel on the way. Okay, that's kind of it, but flight is the one I want. I've got 5 turns. Do I wait 5 turns, or do I just rush it? I'm going to be really impatient and rush it. This is not what you should do as Babylon at all. And there's flight. I mean, honestly, I think you should always risk it with Babylon. That's clearly the sensible thing to do. Oh, God. Yeah, don't do as I say and not as I do. I think that is the moral of this story. Well, I mean, perfect. That's awesome. We're going to just finish off making this inventory and then immediately switch into making the aerodrome. This is a wonderful district that my capital will use to basically kill everybody that I could ever reach. Let's replace that tile. Grand Army and Raid and Professional Army is now all up and running. So whilst I've got Professional Army, this is where all my line infantry, which are making their way to the front line, these things can all upgrade into infantry. Oh yes, that's so ridiculously powerful. Thank you so much. I've gotten one more coming along here. Yeah, infantry rush. Perfect stuff. And there's the city. There we go. Mongolia has been defeated. I think I'm going to leave them alive just because it'd be good if somebody else took them out. But also it's kind of a flex, you know? Like I'm just sort of like, I didn't need to kill you. Didn't even need to. I've done what I need to do. Yeah, I like that flex. So what we're going to do is we've got 16 turns of economic alliance left. I'm going to kill Zanzibar, take it, and then just move all of my army onto the Arabian border. In the meantime, I'm building a new army with planes and infantry, and we're going to do this nicely as well. So we should have kind of a bit of everything everywhere. There's electricity. Gives me oil power should I need it. We don't like military emergencies, so we're going to vote 5 times down on that. Yeah, perfect. And I think Congo, I'm just going to surreptitiously just denounce you, just so that we don't have to worry about you going forward. Armar's going to be a great staging post. I love it. Actually, you know what? Inventory. I'm going to just have an infantry corps. Look at that. 85 strength. That should be more than enough to just disintegrate a lot of Congo's troops. The crew of the Ironclad invent the sailor's yarn. There we go. I built an Ironclad for steel. We also just got sanitation as well. So that's all great. Chemistry, I'm going to just try and manually unlock this one. We're not going to get to a level 2 alliance. It's practically impossible because the world hates us. But 3 armies or armadas is a good one to unlock uranium. And actually building an oil power plant. An oil power plant. So I'm going to get Infant to build the oil power plant after it's done with the harbour. It's always worth checking in every now and then and just seeing what you can do. Advanced flight, I'm going to build 2 biplanes in the capital using the oil I've got. I've got plenty of oil and I'm just about to unlock even more. And after I've done that, we should be in a beautiful position where I can upgrade them to fighters and use them to basically cleanse the Congo of all of its troops. You don't need all these troops. I'm not going for a religious victory, but I am spreading crusade to the Congo. You feel like it's right, don't you? Like, it's the right thing to do. The most important thing on any playthrough with Babylon is to make sure that your ironclads move really efficiently, okay? So you need to select the ironclad, make sure you've got it selected, and then go to the right, and then think about it for a sec, and then go to the left, and then think about it for a second, go to the right, and to the left, and to the right, and to the left, and to the right. Oh, you see, now I've done that wrong. I've done that wrong. That was a bad move. Ah, sorry, this guide is awful. Terrible guide. I think this oil well should give me, there we go, atomic era plastics, and that gives me more food on fishing boats and spec ops. Spec ops are useless, but it's fun to have them. Actually, thinking about it, there's no point rushing advanced flight because we haven't got aluminium. Aluminium is definitely needed. We need to build a national park for that, which is locked behind conservation. Unless we can get ourselves a great scientist. We just missed out on James Young, annoyingly. We'll miss out on Charles Darwin, but that's... Oh, do we want Charles Darwin? Probably do, actually, because we could use it to rush radio. How much is that? 1,600 science needed. 500. Okay, so actually, is this... How many tiles of natural wonder have we got overhead? 2. Is that the only natural wonder on this map? Probably is. Yeah, no, it is. So that would be worth 1,000 science. It's not enough. Yeah, look, Mendeleev. Okay, chemistry and 1 other tech, so that'll be anti-tank. Perfect. Well, let's just try and rush radio then. Sorry, Zanzibar, but this was always going to happen. My religion is spreading to it slowly, but we don't need to wait particularly here. Let's go in, move my inventory. Oh yeah, the inventory's just going to gobble up that unit. Lovely stuff. Oh, this is the best bit about attacking Zanzibar. So many mines for me to pillage. Yay. There is Mendeleev. What's he going to give me? Chemistry. Yeah. Okay, that was it. Fine. That was the only one he gave me. Never mind. No radio, unfortunately, but we're just about done with the first biplane. Just waiting to attack the Congo now. I've been denounced by Mongolia, who has one science and one culture, and I have planes. It's 1020 AD, so, you know, I'm feeling really scared right now. Really, really, really scared. There's the biplane, by the way. Look, this is going to be very powerful. I mean, I say that. It's not that powerful. It's distinctly not that powerful. Never mind. I reckon what we're going to do is we're going to ask for a joint war. There we go. So now the Congo and Arabia are at war. They'll forget about that in 5 turns when I actually declare war myself, but for now that's quite handy. You can see they've got a lovely 12 population city. My inventory are just going to start walking through basically. I've got another biplane on the way. I can start shooting their units. They've got a lot of stuff that I can pillage. All I'm doing is going after their capital. That's the only thing of real interest that I've got going in my life at the moment on that front. I've also got artillery that's going to go and help with Zanzibar because my god, this thing is taking forever. Yeah, they're just going to throw themselves at me. Yep. I might take a hit or two, but they're going to promote me faster than anything else. Biplane attack! Yay! That was effective. There's advanced flight. Okay, again, can't do anything with it just yet, but we will be able to soon. Oh, just a single artillery is enough to do a lot of damage to Zanzibar. All that does is open up an opportunity for my inventory just to start munching. And actually, we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. It just levels everyone up. They can heal. Yeah, it's all good. Picking up invention now. Grand Army is good. Professional Army is good. But instead of we'll go conscription instead of Grand Army. I think that's good because I'm building more artillery than anything else right now. Aid request. Nobody gave anyone any aid because the world is horrible right now. To arms. Perfect. I can build military units even faster. I mean, just in case. Fast. I mean, we weren't going fast enough as it was. It's all good. Little silly biplane attacks. Oh, yeah, they're so powerful. They're really not. They're terribly unpowerful. Actually, this is an opportunity to pillage some science. Nice. That was effective. Great. I mean, this is cool. Our inventory are having a great time. One more little tickle on Zanzibar. Very good. I think this should be plenty now in order to get the kill. It is. Lovely stuff, and anti-tank, yay! Just in case my troops weren't powerful enough, we will upgrade them to the next level of joy. I've just got an oil power plant which boosts me to machine guns. That's one of the most, in fact that is the strongest ranged attack I think you can get in a city for some time. So we'll do that for a second. Build 2 aerodromes gives me helicopters though. Again, would be useful if I knew what aluminium was, but I don't, so... You know, we'll just have to survive. Excavate an artifact. Actually, you know what? I can do that in my capital. Once I've got this artillery done and this observation balloon done, let's go for an archaeological museum. It's a weird build order I've got going at the moment, but it's an effective one. Here we go. Denouncement followed by Golden Age War. It's really good because it lets you do it with pretty much 0 war weariness. See, the encampment has about 64 base strength, which actually isn't too bad. Damascus is there. They don't really... They haven't really done any shielding of their cities. Apart from Cairo. Okay, their capital is protected. Fair enough. That's something to keep an eye on. First Congo city falls, though. Huzzah! That's brilliant stuff. How many turns? 124 turns until it flips. I can take that. That's fine. Damascus will be the first target, hopefully to fall. Although they do have a Curacao corps, which is being rather cheeky to my troops. Don't like that at all. Do not like that at all. Are we going to take the capital in this round of attacks? Oh, not quite. Not quite, but we're getting there. The battle in the north, however, is going sufficiently less well. The Arabia are far more teched. I mean, say far more teched. They're on 41 and we're on 53, so I'm 12 ahead. This is the sort of stage. We haven't even got research labs yet. I should be that amount behind the AI. Do you know what I mean? Like... I have no right to be this far ahead. Babylon, when you get them singing. Oh, they really do sing. Okay, that is the Congo capital. Perfect. loyal as well, so I haven't even got to worry about anything, although what I'm going to do is end up sending my inventory north to just pillage basically anything that's going to help the war effort in the north. I need gold to be able to spam troops in, I'm building artillery, I've got planes flying up. Yeah, all the good stuff really, but 3 turns away from learning where my aluminium is. There will be aluminium. It'll exist somewhere. Just have to find it first. Another voting session. I think I would quite like to see the Congo have more loyalty, because why not? I'm just voting against anything that's going to give me negative loyalty. There we go. Saladin just got it. That's awesome. Oh, how did I do on aluminium? I've got some. I have some. It's not all improved. In fact, very little of it is improved, but at least one source is. So I've got 3 coming in per turn. Excellent stuff. Right, where are you, capital? Just make me bombers, please. That's all you need to do now. I've got fighters now. They are so powerful. Okay, they're not full damage against cities. That's not really what they're designed to do, but they're powerful enough to be a real nuisance. This is better when you've got fighters to do the heavy lifting for you. Excellent stuff. Let's just heal all that on Cairo. Oh, you've only got moments, Cairo. You only have moments. And hey presto, Halab just flipped to me. Of course it did. And Damascus as well. There we go, look at that. Perfect stuff indeed. Got a little biplane here. It's another one that can just be upgraded to a fighter. It's all good. Thing is, now the reason I've got a machine gun army is by upgrading that. Did you see my city attack disintegrated a barb in 1 hit? People often forget, if you upgrade an army, that 102 range strength is now on the city defense of every single one of my city strikes. It's hugely beneficial to upgrade a unit like that. Another city flips to me. They're just... Every single city is flipping without me actually needing to do anything at the moment. It's brilliant. Okay, I'm going to exit the escort formation to let my observation balloon come over a little bit, and I'm going to rebase you to this city. There we go. Now I can see Cairo. And if I deploy a little closer to the front lines, you can see now my visibility is a lot further afield. Oh, my fighters can now reach Cairo. It's the beginning of the end, everyone. It's the beginning of the end. No, we don't like military emergencies. Do you not understand that this is kind of a bit late now? Oh well, who is against Damascus? Okay, I mean fine, but feels like that ship has sailed already, you know? Never mind. This city just put walls up right as I was killing it, and now the walls are gone. So that was effective. Poor things. 1 plane attack, 2 plane attack, 3 plane attack, and hopefully... Oh no, it's not got enough. Actually, that's the observation balloon. What am I talking about? I'm just moving an observation balloon as if it's going to make a big difference. There we go. Cairo has been taken, and we can have a look a bit more at this game in detail, because Babylon are just such a strange one to play. Very good fun, but very, very strange. Now, if we have a look at the graphs, you'll see that kind of with the minus 50% penalty, my science was in last place, and actually probably like way less than half of, yeah, like half of Saladin's science for pretty much all of the game there. But look at that, just starting to creep up towards the end. Nothing to do with science this game. It was everything to do with the amount of Eurekas I was getting. My gold was just all over the place. Religions founded. There was a religion right at the end of the game. Huzzah! The game wasn't entirely broken. So, as you can see, my capital, population 25, I made sure that I settled my cities like 6 tiles away, which gave my capital a full 3-tile working radius. It means that it's on like 122 production without really any trade routes or any jamminess with amenities or kilwa or anything going on in that regard. It's just brilliant existing, and what it does is generates a lot of great people points of pretty much every type. It's got 9 districts up, each one of those are generating things. It was a very handy asset for my empire, and with all that production I was able to just actually beeline quite a few of these extra things. Now, things that I could have done, build 3 armies. If I was having a naval combat, I would have gone down destroyers and aircraft carriers a bit quicker. Build 2 drones would have been really easy once I'd flipped government, which I wasn't far off doing. Build 2 broadcast centers would have given me mechanized inventory. Globalization civic. Now, there is a way of playing Babylon where you go crazy culture. You basically use the Oracle Star, you build a monument at the beginning of the game, and you go for a theatre square. And using a theatre square with your ability to put the amphitheatre in really quickly, you beeline culture, you go heavy culture, and before you know it, you'll be down at globalization, and that lets you instantly get giant death robots regardless of where your economy was up until that point. It's very handy. Now, as you can see, science-wise, 43 techs versus my 56. I had reached a cap. I was about 20 techs ahead at one point. This is the problem with Babylon. Once you get to the top end of the tech tree, they begin to get really difficult to get, like stealth tech, boost for a great scientist. Okay. Well, there's only Salam, I think, is the only one that does that. Smart materials, boost through spy. Basically, Babylon has to use, I think, like 50% science on all of this stuff. And that's why if you're going for a science victory, what you want to do is what I was doing and pillaging every district you can get involved with. So all of the campuses, all of the industrial zones, like if we just look at the Empire mode thing, you can see like target. So actually, yeah, Congo's not very effective. Now there's another one down there. Saladin might be a little bit better. Yeah, look, campus, industrial zone, all of these things needed pillaging. It's the only way Babylon can burn through these late stage techs. Or if Babylon is behind, then obviously you can use spies, but Babylon is so rarely behind, it's not a problem. You can see as well that at the beginning of the game, we managed to pick up two of the Classic Era. Yeah, 2 of the Classic Era scientists. Actually, we missed out on 2 of them. We missed out on Usalid, which he wasn't very good, to be fair, because we already had mathematics. And we missed out on the one that gives you extra libraries with science. Now, that would have... Hypatia, she's really, really good because she will basically give you the ability to get more scientists by giving you an extra library. So there was a little bit we missed out on there. What could we have done to stop that? Well, I mean, we could have gone to war a little bit earlier just to peg people in. We could have also gone for campus research grants. Now, one of the best bits about playing Babylon is you've got so many techs unlocked that these campus research grants give you quite a good chunk of points when they're finished. Each project has more production needed for every tech and civic you've researched, but they also give you more great people points when they're done. It scales. So people often think, oh, well, maybe I need to rush for a project before finishing a tech. You can, but you'll just get less points, so it kind of doesn't really make too much of a difference. But you can see the beeline to flight is actually quite a useful one. It's all about picking up a wonder in the industrial era. Now, I was going to get Ruhr Valley, or where is it? This one, because this one just is built on a river. It's literally the easiest wonder to put down, but it counts as an industrial era, and that would beeline you straight to flight. You build 2 biplanes. I mean, refining you've already got. That's a really easy one to do because that's build a coal power plant. Easy to do. And then suddenly all you got to do is somehow find a way to radio, and then you've got regular bombers, which just walk over people. It's turn 188 on our victory here, and I mean, yeah, you can just see how far ahead we are. We're over in the information era, and yeah, Saladin is only just getting modern era techs, so our bombers were so far ahead. It was nuts. Even Mongolia, they had a far stronger army than we did, far stronger, but my spam of being able to use all of the anti-melee units was really very effective. And you can see now the city-states have things like inventory. So this is where the Babylon city-state strat comes in quite handy as well, because the city-state will typically have whatever army that you do. It'll upgrade it. So what you could do is go, okay, right, well, I'll levy this military for 760. You can easily do that with the 2nd tier government building, which will give you the half-price city-state levying, which is pretty handy to do. Yeah, Babylon, they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. I hope I've given you sort of a little bit of a rundown on some of the explanations as to how it goes and all the strategies. And what's this? It's Future Ryan bombarding you post-edit. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a really good time playing Babylon and really getting stuck into the mechanics of everything. I've got a Patreon. I've got a coffee. Please come and join if you want to support, if you want to throw a little bit of money to pay for the coffee that literally keeps me going through these. I say coffee, it's actually mounds of tea just pure mounds of tea that I pile up into large buckets and hide from my wife in various cupboards around the house. I appreciate everyone's support over the last couple of weeks. It's been one of those crazy ones where I've been away here and working there, and the videos have had to sort of come out flying, so thank you all for the support and engagement and all of the general algorithm boosting stuff that you've all been doing. I really do appreciate it. And remember, come to Discord, that's where you'll find me lurking, and that's where all of this crazy community is. It'll help you with all of the Babylon stuff. Alright, see you later, goodbye! And finally, a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Matthew Wilkinson, Salty Tech, Davalex, Dearboy91, Trevor Askby, Paul Coffey, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, and Nim for all of your support, as well as everybody else who engages with the video and helps me to defeat the algorithm. Thank you so much, see you next time!